of the land of the Hebrews. And hey sister, you need help? You need help over there, sister? I promise you ain't gonna. I promise he ain't gonna touch you around us. I bet. You need help? You need help over there, sister? I promise you ain't gonna. I promise he ain't gonna touch you around us. I bet my last dollar on that. If you need anything, sister, we got you. You come over here, you stand with us. You good. If you need anything, sister, we got you. You come over here, you stand with us. You good. You good, sister? Hey, man, back up off her. Back up off her, man. Back up off her, man. Back up off her, man. Hey. Back up off her.
Front line. We can't look behind.
Hey, man, back up off her. Back up off her, man. Back up off her, man. Back up off her, man. Hey. Back up off her.
Front line. We can't look behind.
Shalom. First off, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash, Yahweh being true name of Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being named for His only begotten Son, the Lord Ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. Honor you, double honor to our apostles, double honor to our elders, a great millstone, Natasha truth and will well. This side takes to you, hopefully, like person is truth and honesty, sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh Sat, because you know, listen to Spirit Power, Yahweh Shai, and just an in transit lesson through the Spirit. Response to the video, the brother sent in the group chat. You got brother Uriah out here, GMS Kansas City, spoke on it as well. His video is right here on the screen here. This is why you just preach the word, and it says and stick to the script, that's the truth, man. You just focus on preaching the word, man, not getting involved in another man's business, because that guy yelled out, what stood out. He said, no, fuck y'all, man, that's my wife. And this is why you don't deal with Eve, man. Because more than likely, 9 out of 10 times, she did something to escalate it to that point to where they're yelling across the street, you know, this dude, I guess he might be getting ready to put hands on her. And there's usually 2 reasons why a man gets to that level to where he feels he's going to put hands on this woman. One is adultery. He caught her cheating, or in an act of attempting to cheat, or she's getting too friendly, overly friendly with another man, okay? Or 2, he's been severely disrespected to the point a woman will go as far as spitting in a man's face, a grown man's face. Will spit in a man's face, call him out his name, you know, attempt to demasculate him, assault his manhood, you know, to damage his property. All those 2 reasons, man, you know, the disrespect and adultery is pretty much the only reason why a man really goes as far to lose his cool enough to go to put hands on his woman. And that was his woman, because he yelled out, hey, fuck y'all, man, that's my wife. With shame on her for leaving the protection of her husband or her man. And now all of a sudden, you know, she sees some guys that women lust after, you know, men in a group that have, you know, some decent appearance to them, and they're out there teaching the word. It's an attractive thing. We get women lusting after us all the time when we prophesy. I done lost count how many times we done been flashed. And unless it's being dead ass serious, man. You know, a man standing boldly for the Lord is something that women lust. A woman will, you know, she lusting across the street over a group of black men, yet she's married to an Edomite, or a guy at least that has appearance of an Edomite. He could be an Israelite. You don't know. And you don't step into a grown man's marital business. And those 2 reasons that men typically put their hands on women that I gave you, you know, is justified for him to do that, but he can't give that type of correction and that discipline. Why? Because we're in Babylon, where women have given the authority above men and have surpassed them to be able to do whatever they want. So instead of the men being in his nature to be polygamous and maybe want to deal with other women, you got women that are desperately trying to be men, so they want to do that shit. They want to have the ability to pick and choose. It's backwards, and they're allowed to do it here. That's sin. But the punishment for adultery is typically death. Okay? But a man is supposed to, be able to have some type of authority over his wife. And the scriptures talk about how she's supposed to submit to him and everything. But Eve, like the two worst people on the planet. You got Esau, Edom, number 1, and number 2, you have Eve, the one that listened to him in the garden. Okay? Esau is spiritually reincarnated into that serpent that she spoke to in the garden. He also represents Cain. Okay? Jacob, the Israelites represent Abel. There's always been a favorite from the Lord that's chosen. But you must remember the scriptures when it comes to conducting ourselves. Because that guy, the way he was moving backwards, it looked like he was getting ready to pull out a gun. So here it is. You talking about you just Captain Save-A-Hole shit. No, she chose to be with him. Didn't let her deal with the consequences of it. That's the problem why these women run rapid or are so damn goddamn evil. They don't have any consequences for their actions. So you need to learn why you shouldn't be dealing with a man like that, man. Because you got a lot of brothers that just don't. Yeah, we don't fucking believe in putting our hands on our women. There are brothers that do it, have gone there. There's stories because why? If you're dating a so-called black woman, she's going to antagonize you and she's going to taunt you to the point to get you to snap because it's a setup. She wants you to snap. So the point you do put hands on her, not only is she into it, she gets off a little bit secretly, but it's a form of control and manipulation tactic because why? She can just pick up the phone, dial 911 and stick the Centurions on you, or aka modern day police. So the police get involved and then they go put that man in jail, and now he gets a record for assault and battery. And what that does, that starts eventually leading up to a record of a felony. So now it's hard for him to get a job, and then he has to depend on his woman to help take care of him. Now she got to come bail him out, and she's going to set the tone. Do what I say, want, or else I'll call him on you again. And then you got niggas that start cucking for their women because they have to roll over and ball up and cower under their fucking woman out of fear of losing the ability to be able to provide for himself and his family, because he'll get a record. Because women will do things that require police involvement. It's better to just not deal with Eve at all if you can bear it. And I'm talking about the wicked Eve. A very minute, small amount of our women, probably like 1 or 2% of Israelite women are right. You ain't got to worry about them ever escalating some shit to the point that police need to be involved. The vast majority, especially if you're just getting a straight up regular, black woman, you're going to deal with some type of trauma. You're going to deal with some type of violence. They're extremely combative. And it clearly it's not just against us. Here it is, she doing that shit to the man she with. Like I said, that guy could be an Israelite foreigner though. Because not all Israelites have black or brown skin. Okay? They don't all look like Negroes, Hispanics, and Natives. As a vast majority, we do. But you have a certain amount of us were scattered because of interracial relationships and what their parents did, what their fathers did. Their father, he had concubines of other nations. The father go lay down with a white woman, have a child. That child comes out looking light skinned. Okay, that child grows up, see what dad did. He wants to get a woman like his mom. So he goes and deals with a white woman, might be an Edomite woman. And that child comes out again. This time it'll look completely white. Look at what's going on with Patrick Mahomes. His children look 100% white. They don't look like they have any type of quote-unquote black in them. So if that guy's an Israelite, that's another offense. First it's a defense period. You getting involved in a marital man's affairs. You don't know what the fuck this woman was doing. Clearly, she's an adulterous woman if she's choosing to leave his side to go to a group of men that she has no idea. You don't know. She does not know those men at all. They just proclaiming that they would protect her. Oh, they'll protect her, all right. They'll protect her nice, give her nice some warmth in the bedroom, bending her over. You know. But hey, them men could be on some bullshit. Take her and gang rape her, man. Chop her damn body up. You don't know. Put her full of drugs. These women don't have no type of discretion, man. They don't use no wisdom. You think just because they stand on the corner with some Bibles in their hands that makes them automatically trustworthy? Automatically? We hear of all sorts of stories from these other camps, from women that lead these other congregations and the horror shit that they have to go through and the relationships they with men that ain't right. Not every man that says Lord, Lord is right. So somebody who she knows enough to say vows with and get married, all of a sudden, why? Because she done did some bullshit where he putting hands on her or, you know, disciplining her, correcting her. You know, and it was bad enough in public. You know, all of a sudden she gonna go to a complete stranger and just go with those men. And you know she's gonna give her number out. And those are niggas, man. And you know you're not keeping the law in the scriptures because they probably was trying to get at her and deal with her afterwards. Next thing you know, they popping her. Yet, what the scriptures say about adultery? And you reading the same scriptures, you read about it, but you basically egging that type of spirit on, trying to play Captain Saberhold, man. And that shit vexes my spirit to see this shit. Because there's always some niggas getting involved with another grown man's business between him and his woman, trying to teach him and convince him to leave, you know, convince her to leave her man. Now, it's Eve and Esau, so fuck both of them. But it's the principle behind it, man. Mind your damn business. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 11 and 10. It says, my son, meddle not with many matters. For if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. Okay? It says, and if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing. Right, man. You don't meddle in too many matters, things that ain't your damn business, man. Mind your business, Jake. Because let that guy pull out a GUN on him. Somebody would have left their white life over a woman that's a complete stranger, and you didn't get the whole matter of the story. What if she was just caught in the act of talking to another man, and you just defended her? Okay? Verse 9, it says, strive not in a matter that concern thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. Right, man. You don't know what's going on. You see a sister, you're so desperate to get some damn sister following, you know, and next thing you know, you're getting yourself put in a predicament. I mean, you can lose your life, man. You can lose your freaking life. It ain't worth it. Okay, and the scriptures also say, sit not at all with another man's wife. So if she chose that damn demon, let her reap the consequences of it. You don't get involved in that shit, because that's how you can lose your life over a deadly sin she chose to make. Because it's all for an Israelite woman to go try to be with any other nations. She ain't supposed to do that. She's not supposed to spread the seed of other nations. She's supposed to just focus on Israel. Now, the men, they can have concubines of other nations. Why? Because the seed doesn't come out. You're not procreating another nation with our women, you know, or with their women. You're an Israelite man, whatever his seed comes out of that man, that is an Israelite forever. No matter what. If a woman does it and she has a child with another nation, then she brought forth that other nation's child. So they're basically supporting the oppressors by doing that. That's off. We don't got no business doing that type of shit. Okay, but men, hey, that's the man's business. So if a woman she chose to go off. Scriptures also talk about not following a multitude to do evil. Don't follow her ass. Hey, let her reap what she's sown. They got to learn somehow, some way. You know, and if she end up losing her life behind it, then that's on her. Don't risk yours. Don't risk yours trying to get into something that doesn't concern you. You know, Jake is so caught up on making fame and getting notoriety and making his group get bigger, he completely just disregards the words. And it's not only the word of the Heavenly Father he disregarded. I mean, it's just common sense, man. Stop simping. You know, niggas go over the top, do all this extra shit, and then next thing you know, he get with the woman. Well, she done gone accustomed to dick hopping and switching up. You think you about to just save her and make her a righteous sister? See, this is why you ain't supposed to be with a white man, sis. You know, this is what's going to happen. She joined them niggas or follow them. And no woman is ever satisfied. Nobody is good enough. They're not content with what they get. They don't know how to appreciate their blessings. They're like women, a lot of women, wicked women, are like spoiled children. They can never get enough, and they want more and more and more. They want more of that candy. So he'll deal with her. And because this nigga is in circumspect and keeping the scriptures, he started bringing around his homies and boys. She starts getting to know some of them, thinks some of them is funny, starts lurking out, liking other personalities, giggling and hee hee ha ha. And then you got what's going on in IUIC, like the dirt that came out in their congregation. You had a man that was posting pictures in his fringes. His fringes are shown in the photo. Took a photo of his dick and was sending it to another man's wife, and she's sending naked pictures and explicit content back in their fringes. They in the camp. Adultery goes on, man. You know, that's why brothers at GMS, we don't really be bringing our women around other brothers like that. I mean, and brothers come on to fellowship and he happens to be married and has a wife at the house, that's about the furthest extent that it is. But we don't go, you know, to different fellowshipping and bring the women all up involved with it. Women are not a part of the teaching congregation. Them being a part of the church is individually that man's church within his own household. Her husband is her church. So women are not supposed to be coming around showing face, looking cute, all up in the brother's face and smiling and shit. That opens the door for adultery. And in this flesh, a lot of times it's unavoidable of the lust of the flesh. So you're going to have a brother that's going to look a little too hard. You know? And you don't trust a fucking wicked woman, because a wicked woman, as much as you might trust her, let you have a fallout with her, and y'all get into it, and you got to really put judgment on her. Instead of her correcting herself, a evil woman will go in what they call revenge cheating. And guess what? She'll try to come after your brother to sleep with, to hurt you the most. Trust me. Experience that, man. You know, experienced that very recently. So this is what women do, man. And most of them, like I said, most of them are not right. Most of them are evil. Either most of them are wicked, evil women. So you keep your own business, your private business, you know, to yourself. And you for damn sure shouldn't be out here thinking you about to convince and Captain Save-A-Hole and convince an Israelite woman to leave her heathen Edomite man and come be with you. You're doing adultery. Even though he's a heathen, it's still adultery, man. She's getting popped by that guy. That's that man's property. Yeah, he's wicked. He's a heathen. In times of war, and you know, he gets put down from these troops or whatever, and she's widowed, then she's available. But until that moment, you got no business getting involved with that. And I don't know what name of this camp. I think the brothers might have said he might be Wi-Fi. I don't know if that's it. There's so many different Israelite groups out there. And there's a lot of carnal ones too, man. And we just see an example of a carnal camp. Like, here you are supposed to be, as an Israelite man, you're supposed to be standing up, teaching about masculinity, and teaching men how to not to be simps. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But instead, you're teaching men to be simps. Here you are catcalling another man's wife because you see them getting into it. And I was hoping the guy would have pulled out a blicky on him, man, and offed him, just to put the fear in the Lord and set the tone for all camps. That would have been a beautiful example of what not to do. That would have been beautiful, man, because that's what these simps need to see. This is the problem why women are so horrible right now, and it's our women that's fucked up. The other nations don't be having issues like that out of their women, man. Like, I'm driving right now, and I'm looking by, and I'm seeing all these Edomite couples. They happy as hell. Their women are covered up. It's cold. And then, as soon as I see a group of our people, especially, the so-called black woman, the difference is night and day. She's out here, it's cold as hell, but she got her ass and titties out. She got some type of form-fitting, tight clothing to reveal all. It's a fucking hot mess, man. But you see, you guys forward that type of mentality and that behavior because you enable it. And you openly support the shit. You don't call out the wickedness, man. Sister, you're supposed to come over here with us. No, she's not supposed to be with you. No, there's no such thing as a woman being with the us. It's a woman being with a man, and she should be with a righteous man of the Lord, an Israelite man. But guess what? If she already has a husband and she's taken, you got no business trying to call out for her and be with her. And these leaders ought to be ashamed, man. Because you jeopardize the safety of your brothers underneath you. When y'all supposed to be focusing on just teaching the hopeful elect. You should have just kept reading the scriptures. Let them do what they was going to do. Whatever they had going on. If she want to call for help, she's so quick to call on the police on us. Let her call the police on Esau. It's ridiculous, man. But hey, this type of stuff is being exposed. Everything happens for a reason. It happened that way so brothers could come across it and see it and put a lesson out there and be edified on it. Because this shit needs to stop. Women need to start being held accountable, man. You want to select a man that likes beating the shit out of women. Because you got some men that are just like that. You got men that don't feel tough unless they can take out their frustration and anger on somebody weaker than them. So you do have some men that just, they don't have a righteous reason just beating the shit out of their women. They just got an anger problem. Maybe their temper's just too angry. Like, you should be able to control yourself. But some men are just that damn angry, and they get off by, putting their hands on their women. I'm not giving it a pass to everybody, but, I'm just saying that's just the truth. But like I say, most of the time, vast majority, none of these men out here want to ever hit their woman. Like, we're the ones that genuinely in the relationship love the other partner more than the other person does. It's these women that be faking. It be the men that have the genuine love towards them. They really feel pain when it doesn't work. A woman, she may cry for a couple hours, and then as soon as a guy gives her enough attention and she opens the door for it and she has sex with him, all the rest of the feelings she had for that man, the last one, are instantly disappeared. For good. Like, she'll no longer ever, look at him or have a feeling of true, sincere love for the last guy that was having sex with her before the recent one. They're not wired to do that. Why? Because the women are wired to become one flesh with one man at a time. not multiple. So the most recent man that a woman lets in between her snatch, that's the one that's got her heart at that moment. Once that line's been crossed, it's done permanently. She may miss the things that the other guy had done for her, and if he